plenty of exercise and fresh air. Yes, sir, you take care of everything you've got. Carefully, too. Your clothes, equipment, your body. That is almost everything. Nobody knows why it is. Maybe you forget or don't have time. Maybe you just... But whatever is, the majority of you fellas simply refuse to look after your teeth. I know. Teeth, somehow, just don't seem to be important. You've got them. Give you any trouble, why Nazi bullet? You probably think that's stupid. A tooth's a tooth. You get a hole in it, you have it filled or pulled out. So what? Well, here's so what. The teeth are the only parts of the body that will not replace themselves once they become damaged. You cut your finger, and it heals. Not a tooth. Once it starts to go, it goes. And when it's gone, it's really gone. For good. All right? You want to know how teeth can knock you out. But let's learn a little something about them. Here are the 32 permanent teeth you should normally have. 16 in the upper jaw and 16 in the lower jaw. The two middle teeth, above and below, are called central incisors. The next are called lateral incisors. These two teeth, above and below, together with the central incisors, do your cutting for you. After these come the cuspids. These teeth are all used for cutting and tearing your food. Then the bicuspids and the molars. These are the heavy-duty teeth, the ones that grind or mash what you eat to a pulp so it can be properly digested. And here's how they're all anchored to the jawbones. The tooth is held there by a membrane, or tissue, made up of thousands of tiny fibers holding the tooth to the jawbone. This membrane, incidentally, serves another purpose, too. It acts as a cushion or shock absorber when biting pressure is applied to the tooth. Now, let's examine the tooth itself. The crown, that part you see above the gums, is covered by a very hard, glossy substance called enamel. The crown is the chewing surface of the tooth. The body of the tooth is made up of an ivory-like tissue known as dentine. In the heart of the tooth is a space called the pulp chamber. It's filled with small blood vessels and nerve fibers. They're responsible for keeping the tooth alive and healthy. We'll talk about it more a little later on. Meanwhile, let's talk about pain. Pain is simply nature's way of letting you know something's wrong. Take this soldier, for example. He thinks he's in pretty good shape, feels great, strong as an ox. But it didn't take that candy long to find his weakness. He's got a hole in his tooth. Cold water or ice cream could do the same thing. No need for it either, if he'd taken care of his teeth properly. But you still can't see how a little thing like a hole in the tooth can lay a man out, can you? All right, we'll show you. We'll go on the first step in that direction. Decay. To begin with, certain foods you eat are called carbohydrates. That includes anything with sugar in it, such as candy, cake, pie, and the like. Okay? Now, take a look at this picture. You eat on an average of 3 meals a day. That means well over 1,000 meals a year, not counting the stuff you nibble on between meals. This is a clean set of teeth. And this is the way they usually look after you've eaten. See how they're clogged and plugged up with food? If you don't clean it out, you can get in trouble. Here's how. Remember the carbohydrates we talked about. the sugar in things. Let's see how they may cause decay. The mouth is full of bacteria, some of which feed, live, and multiply on those carbohydrates, forming an acid which eats through the enamel into the dentine. When the decay reaches this point in the dentine, it may be too late for the dental officer to save the tooth. If it is not checked, the infection will continue into the pulp chamber, killing the pulp or nerve. Then the real trouble begins. The infection continues down into the roots, and an abscess may start to form. Ever seen a man with an abscessed tooth? Well, here's one. Your face swells out of shape and it hurts. But that's nothing. Here's the dangerous part. Remember, you were told to bear in mind how the blood pulses through the vessels of a vital tooth and out to the main bloodstream. That same blood material from the tooth is circulated throughout the entire body, passing through the heart, kidneys, stomach, eye, the joints of the body, everywhere. And if you're leery of going to the dentist because you're afraid it might hurt a little, just think of the pain you'll suffer later. So, it's the old story of an ounce of prevention being worth a pound of cure. You can save any tooth if you get at it in time. And you can assist in keeping your teeth and gum tissue healthy by eating the proper foods. The Army gives you meals that are well balanced and rich in food value, so why not take advantage of it? Eat plenty of fresh fruits, vegetables, milk, eggs, and meat. They're important too. They all contain nutritional essentials that make strong, healthy bodies. As for sweets, those carbohydrates we talked about, if you're one of those who feel that you haven't had a square meal unless you've topped it off with a piece of pie or cake, the best advice is to eat sweets and desserts in moderation. Those in-between snacks, too, can do a lot of harm, plugging your teeth with refuse that can't wait to begin its dirty work. And don't use your teeth for cracking nuts, or, worse yet, as a bottle opener. It's dental suicide, brother. It not only chips the enamel, leaving a wide opening for decay, it can, and often does, knock out a big piece of your tooth. But most important of all, clean your teeth often, and clean them well. We can't stress that too much. Cleaning your teeth. Can you tell me? Yet you think it's the hardest job a GI comes up against. 3 minutes after every meal. That's all it takes. This business of brushing the teeth actually serves two purposes. First, to clean the teeth, and second, to stimulate and exercise the gums. Oh yes, the gums need exercise too, just like any other part of your body. And if they don't get it, they may become diseased, and pyorrhea may be the result. But we'll talk about gum diseases and pyorrhea in a minute. Right now, let's talk about this. It's the GI toothbrush, the one you were issued when you came into the Army. We think it's the best brush you can get. It's small, with 2 rows of stout bristles, designed to reach any section of the mouth. When one wears out, you can always buy another at the PX. As a matter of fact, it's a good idea to have at least 2 of them, so that you can alternate. It not only makes each brush last longer, but it gives them a chance to dry out before you have to use them again. Wet, soggy bristles aren't worth a hoot for cleaning the teeth. Neither is a worn-out toothbrush. As for the dentifrice to be used, it's up to you. But play safe. A product bearing the seal of acceptance of the American Dental Association is recommended. Toothpaste or tooth powder, either is good. All-purpose GI soap can be used. But the main thing to remember is this. It's the brush that does the cleaning, not the dentifrice. The dentifrice acts as an aid to cleaning, nothing more. And any time you see a toothpaste advertisement claiming to cure acid mouth, overcome pink toothbrush, prevent decay, cure spongy gums and pyorrhea? Don't you believe it. They don't. None of them do. Cross-brushing can be harmful. See how those bristles scratch against the gums? It may also harm the teeth. Here's the right way to do it. Clean the teeth in the upper jaw with a downward motion. And the teeth in the lower jaw with an upward motion, like this. It's not hard to do. You simply place the brush in your mouth and sort of twist it up and down, like this. You have, or should have, 32 teeth in your mouth, and each as well as in front. And along the chewing surfaces. And it doesn't hurt to bend down a little bit either, so that those bristles get in between the teeth and do a good job there as well.